Okay, just want to do just a run through just on taxation. Now, with the tax that you pay, and this goes with the slide that you're doing, it will match. So this is actually, this one goes with slide 3. So if you make sure that you are on slide 3, and I'd like you to write notes and write this into your book. So the first thing I'd like you to write is just what tax is. So in your books, the tax is the money that you spend. Take that back, not the money that you spend. The tax is the money that you pay. And you pay this to the government. And you do this, usually it is done like weekly, fortnightly, or it could be done monthly. And it's taken out usually by your employer, or if you're your own business, you take it out and you pay it to the government. And then what happens is the government uses that money to provide us essential goods and services, hospitals, for boarding fields. So they use it to provide services, okay? So I do want you to write a note, whether you just write the stuff that I've just written in colour there or not, but I'd like to see this in your book. Today you're going to be submitting all of your work via the Google Classroom, and you're going to be doing it via the assignment section. Okay, if I don't see work there, then I'm going to have to start contacting parents, but I need to see some work in there. I can see that some of us are working really hard. I see that, but I actually need to see the work going in. It's not really going in your folders that well, and some of you are doing a brilliant job on that, thank you. But I actually need to see this work. If you need me to explain this online, I'm also happy for you to come on to Zoom. I am waiting there, ready to teach. Okay, so I'll just read what's written on the slide. Tax is the money that comes out of your income each week or fortnight to pay for all the goods and services that the government gives us. And that's things like your sporting fields, your schools, and hospitals, any essential goods and service like parks, okay, all those sort of things. Okay, so now if you I'd like you to turn to slide 4. So if you go to slide 4, slide 4 talks about your gross income. Now your gross income is just the total of all your incomes. Now, you may just earn your income just from your workplace. So you might earn a salary, but you might have an extra job. Maybe you might work at the checkout. You might have three or four different jobs. You might invest in shares and get dividends. Maybe you might earn interest, from your investments. Okay, so all the money that you earn in whatever way that you earn it, any income, so the income that comes in, that is called your gross income. So if you could write that in your book, just write down in your book what gross income is, all the income coming in or the money you make. So all the money that you make throughout the financial year, that money, and then some of that money, and that's why I've got this picture, is taken out in tax, but it's used to provide essential goods and services. And I think it's really important that we have these things, that everyone in our society gets an opportunity to use them as a community. Okay, all right. Now we're just going to look at work-related expenses. Okay, they call them tax deductions. So just in your book, just pause the video and just write down tax deductions, and just write next to that tax deductions. Now the tax deductions is the money you spend to earn your income. So it's the money you spend to earn your income. So write that into your book, and then I'd write a few examples. So like a nurse will buy uniforms, might buy the uniforms. Okay, A teacher might buy stationery. A construction worker, maybe they might buy a boot for the construction site. Or like a chef buys uniforms. They have specialised uniforms that they might buy. Even sometimes companies or sometimes people might use their car. If you use your car in your actual workplace to drive to different places, you can claim the kilometres that you drive as a tax deduction. So all this money, all these tax deductions, this will come off your total income and it will reduce your income. And if it reduces your income, then it will reduce your tax. That's why people keep their receipts and keep evidence. They need evidence that they're actually spending this money, so then they can take it away from their gross income, and that way then they can work out their tax, and it will be a smaller amount than if they did not take this money away from the total income. All right, so that takes us to working out what your taxable income is. So your taxable income, and this is on slide 6, so make sure that you've got it on slide 6. So your taxable income, what you do is you work out your gross income, and your gross income is like, you know, all the different incomes you can earn, like your salary. Maybe you might have like an extra job where you earn some money. You might deliver pamphlets. Maybe you might invest money and like in shares, and you might earn money from dividends. You might earn interest from a bank, although that's usually pretty small. But sometimes it can be big if you find the right sort of investment. Okay, so basically, if you want to work out your taxable income, you get your work-related expenses, so you add up your tax deductions, and then you just take them away from your gross income. So there's a basic formula or rule for doing this, for working out your taxable income, and that's that your taxable income, and you could write this into your book, taxable income equals your gross income, and then you have to minus your work-related expenses. And your commercial name, does anyone remember what that is? Yep, that's right. Sure, I can hear you. It's called your tax deductions. And the tax deductions are just the money that you spend in order to earn your income. Okay, so we've got an example here. We've got Jacob. Woohoo. Jacob's a builder. Okay, so Jacob earns $80,000, but he spends $5,000 in tools. So if you take the $5,000 away from his gross income, the $80,000 is the gross, the $5,000 is the tax deductions. You take that money away, you end up with $75,000. That is your taxable income. So what I would like you to do, can you pause the video, and I would like you to copy the example about Jacob. More importantly, copy the rule down. So copy what the taxable income is. So copy the rule down, copy the example about Jacob down, and then I would like you to do the solution where you just calculate Jacob's taxable income. Now, once we've done this, once we've calculated the taxable income, then we're all set to then use the tax table to work out how much tax Jacob will actually pay. Okay, so now you're up to slide 7. So turn it to slide 7, the next slide along, where we're going to actually show you how to work out your tax. So to work out your tax, you've got to add up all your incomes, and that's your gross income. That's step 1. And then once you've done that, you do step 2. So you've got to do your taxable income, which is your gross income minus your tax deductions. And then step 3, work out your tax. You've got to use the tax table to actually do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give you an example. Now, if you look at this, an example would be where you earn, let's say you earn $50,000, okay, and then you have, that's your salary, and then your work-related expenses, your tax deductions, let's just say they total 45,000. I mean, so not 45,000, 4,500. That would be a bit much. You wouldn't have much left. So to actually work out your taxable income, you would do your gross income, which is the 50,000, and you minus 4,500, and what you end up with here would be 45,500. And once you've got the 45,500, so you've taken away the work-related expenses, then what you need to do is you go to your tax table. And you use your tax table to work out what your tax is that you will pay. Okay, so I don't think I had that turned on. So basically you've got your 45,500. You go to the last amount, which is the 37,000. You take that away, which is 8,500. So it's minus. You times the 0.45. So you get 3,825, and then you add on the 3,572, the first amount, 3,572. And you end up with $7,397 in tax. Okay, so I'll just run through another example. This is to do with Eli. Okay, so Eli, he earns 85,000 as a builder. He also earns $600. Okay, so this one's a little bit trickier. So his total income is actually 85,000 plus the $600, which is 8,560. So he's earning in total 85,600. Now the question here is, during the year he spent 3,500 on tools for his building business. Calculate his taxable income. So the taxable income is equal to the total income minus the tax deductions. So it's 8,560, and you have to minus 3,500. So you go 8,560 minus 3,500, and you end up with 8,2,100. So that there is his taxable income. Notice it is a smaller amount, and that there is what you use the tax table for to work out your tax. So that's the taxable income. So that answers part one of the question. The taxable income, you just get all of your expenses, and you minus your work-related expenses, which is the 3,500. Okay, so you got the 82,100. That's your taxable income. So now if you want to work out what your tax payable is, you start with the 82,100, and you look at what bracket that's in. Now that is in the third bracket there. So you have to minus the last amount, times the middle, add the first. You're going backwards. So minus the last amount, which is 37,000. So you minus that, 8,2,100 minus 37,000 equals, is it minus 37,000? Yeah, it equals 45100. Okay. Then you pay 32 cents, so you times the middle, so 0.325. You've got to change it to dollars, that's why it's 0.325, and you end up with $14,657.50. Once you've done that, then the last part is, anyone remember, so you minus, you're going that way, then you times with the point, so 0.32, and then you have to add on the first amount. So you add on the 3,572, and you end up with $18,229.50. That's how much tax that Eli will end up paying. So can you please, I would like you now just to copy that as an example down into your book. You could also photograph it, print it and stick it in. Okay, photograph my work in here, stick it in. That would be quite alright as well. And what I would then like you to do is I would like you then to go to slide 10, and if you go to slide 10, it just gives you the instructions. You need to photograph your work today and put it into, submit it as an assignment. Okay, I will be looking at this and seeing who's submitted the work. And we really need some work to go in, so we're not going to put it into our folders anymore. We're just going to submit our work each lesson into the classwork as evidence that you are learning and evidence that you are doing your work. Because that's actually really important to me. It's one of my major concerns that we're not learning. Could you please give me feedback if you are understanding this and if you understand this lesson, or if you need some more examples on it. The solutions for the examples will be there, and there'll also be a video going through the solutions. So there's 5 questions there, so you have a lot of work to do. And then at the end, there's a little quizlet that I would like you to do to check that you can do these type of questions, and you'll have to submit that as well. That would be really good. Thank you.